Every night before going to bed, the maid would deliberately go to the prince and hold his hand. She would wink at him, and when the prince would start drowning in it, she would suddenly turn around and leave. Gradually, the prince became obsessed with her. One day, he couldn't stop himself and pushed the maid to the prince's bed. But he didn't know that the maid was actually a cunning beauty who had come with a plan at this time. Actually, some time ago, the girl was reading a novel in which the prince's maid's fate was very bad. But then, in a moment, she herself arrived in that story as that unfortunate maid. She remembered that the princess looks very sweet from the outside, but from the inside, she is very cunning and heartless. During her pregnancy, she had forced the maid to go to the prince so that she would look beautiful. But as soon as the maid became pregnant, the princess tried to kill her. So, as soon as the girl entered her body, she decided that she would trap the prince from the first day itself, and she would bring the truth of the princess to everyone. Whenever she would go to serve the prince, she would deliberately touch his body and wink at him with an innocent face. But she would also show that she was scared. The prince thought that she was just a beautiful but boring girl who didn't have any attraction. But the next day, when the maid started putting on her clothes, there was such a strange sweetness in every movement that the prince couldn't take his eyes off her. At that moment, the princess's special maid brought tea, but that girl didn't stay quiet even when she was standing behind. She touched the prince's back with her silk clothes and then her palm. The prince's heart beat fast, but she praised the maid in a fake mood. When the princess woke up from her sleep, the girl gave her the idea of wearing a pink dress, saying that the prince liked this color. The princess listened to her and wore a pink dress, but she didn't know that her mother-in-law didn't like this color at all. As soon as she reached her mother-in-law made her sit there all day in anger. When she came back tired, she started shouting at the maid. The maid pretended to be scared and said that she had heard that the prince liked pink. The princess's clever maid thought that she had exposed the girl and told her to demote her and that she would serve her at night, but she didn't know that this was also a trick of that girl. When the princess ordered the maid to be punished in anger, the girl pretended to be scared and took all the blame on herself. The princess thought that the other maid was actually clever and demoted her. The real clever one was saved. At the same time, the prince came there. He saw that the girl was standing there with tears in her eyes. When he asked, the girl took all the blame on herself again and saved the princess's honor. The princess happily sent him to make tea, but the girl added a powerful drug to the tea. When the girl came back to the room, the princess was unconscious. The prince caught her. The girl pretended to be shy and said that if the princess found out, she would be in trouble. But the prince didn't care and made the princess unconscious. Then something happened between the two that cannot be told. After that, the girl kicked the princess one by one so that she could see everything with her own eyes. The princess was in a fit of anger but couldn't do anything to save her cultured daughter-in-law image. But the very next day, he caught the girl and tied her to a dog. Then he gave the girl a special drink so that the dog could recognize her. But what did anyone know? The girl had already made a deal with the prince's special maid. In the end, the dog attacked the princess and killed the princess.